Thanks for staying with us. Let's head out live to Cripple Creek to check in with Sam Kramer on the Patrick Frazee murder trial. And Sam, there was bombshell information to close out witness testimonies today.
Yeah, Elizabeth, that's almost putting it lightly. We heard from a former Teller County inmate who was kept in the same area of the Teller County Jail as Patrick Frazee, and he says that Frazee, after learning he was part of a prison gang, sought his help in taking out, killing, or kidnapping some of the key witnesses in this case, like Crystal Kenny and her ex-husband and both of their families, CBI agent Greg Slater, Joseph Moore, along a friend of Frazee's who actually testified against him this week. So incredibly powerful. This inmate whose name we're not going to use at request of the DA's office due to a safety concern there, he actually kept some handwritten notes he says Frazee sent him. These were written on napkins and on paper towels. He said Frazee wrote them that way so that that sensitive information couldn't be heard aloud, and they were actually read aloud in court. It was incredible, something that none of the press that had been covering this case from the beginning, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, and Sam, an important distinction or clarification by the judge today about what the jury could convict Frazee on as far as the different charges. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so in deciding the jury instructions, the judge decided to allow the jury the option. So if they do not find Patrick Frazee guilty of first-degree murder, they do have the option to then decide if he is guilty of both second-degree murder and manslaughter. He says it's more of, again, providing them the option. He actually mentioned that some convictions have been tossed out in other cases, other districts, other states, because the jury was not given that option. So that's really the main reason why that was done.
And going off of that, the jurors have a very important big job ahead of them next week. What were they told going into the weekend? What do we expect moving into the courtroom on Monday and moving into next week?
So Judge Scott Sells has really kind of delivered the same message at the end of every day. He thanks the 16 people for their hard work, for their focus, and for their attention to what really ends up being 6 hours of testimony every day. And he told them to rest up because they have a very important decision coming ahead. Closing arguments will be heard Monday morning. Each side will get 90 minutes. Then, by law, the judge is required to read those agreed-upon jury instructions. Says that will take about 20 to 30 minutes, and then the case is in their hands. Really, they are going to decide if Patrick Frazee is guilty of this crime, if he will spend the rest of his life in prison, or if he's not guilty. The evidence does not support that, and perhaps he could walk free.
Sam Kramer live with the very latest from Teller County. Thanks, Sam.